Arganissima, New York. Your exotic skin, hair, and beauty source, and your one-stop shop for all your natural and organic skin and hair care, featuring authentic organic Moroccan oil and prickly pear seed oil and much more. Bringing you only the best, straight from the source and proudly produced in the USA. So what are you waiting for? Shop today at www.arganissima.com. Arganissima, New York. Your beauty is our duty.
We are live, and I am so happy to have you on the platform. Sarah, it's so nice to have you. Welcome to everyone who's watching us today. We are live on the Women's Empowerment Series, and I have a beautiful and amazing friend guest today, Sarah, all the way from Dubai, and she was complaining about the heat before we started.
No, it's like, I think it was like 45 today, so you say all the way from Dubai. It's technically all the way from Scotland to Dubai via Qatar and Oman and Madrid, but we're here now and that's it. We're not moving. So.
I love it. You're like a woman of the word, you know, that's the way we are. It's true, because we all are. So I am so honored and happy to have you with me and with us today, Sarah. It's really nice. And the subject that we will be talking about today is so important for professional women and for executive women. And we, as you know, we always say that when a woman gets mentored, she has 5 times more probability to be promoted, to reach high-level positions, to be nominated to boards, and to speed up and her career, but also her business. And so it's wonderful. So today we'll be talking about that. I'm going to give you the stage to talk about yourself, to tell us your fascinating life, because not everyone does Scotland, Qatar, Dubai, and all those countries. Yeah, because that's such a wealth in it. And it makes you connect more, understand more women. So tell everyone about you, how you came to become such an executive, an amazing executive coach, and what brought you to that.
Okay, so I'll try and give a really quick synopsis, but what happened to me was I was working on contracts that were mainly rooted in organization transformation, change management, organization development, and one of the things I realized is that there was always this overarching culture and expectation that the leaders had on the employees, that they had to change, they had to be the one to change. And oftentimes, like what I always tell my clients is, when they're in leadership roles, you're the culture carrier, like you're the super spreader of culture, and it's you that actually has to change first if you want to set an example and change the behaviors at every level beneath you. So that was the main trigger for going into coaching. I was also going through some kind of really tough times of like turmoil in my life and everything, so that was all happening as well, and I was trying to figure out like, who am I, what do I want to be. One of the things that I wanted to mention based on the topic of mentoring is that I've had plenty of mentors, and what has happened for me is when I started off as a graduate, I was a young graduate, and we were on a great leadership development graduate program, which was fantastic. And they actually assigned a mentor to each of the graduates. And I had this woman called Margaret. Oh my God, Margaret. Oh God, it's too late.
She was your mentor.
Yeah, she was my mentor, and she was amazing. And it was just so good that I could. Like when I was a young graduate and I worked in one of the UK's largest engineering companies, so very male dominated, very heavily male, a lot of kind of old school mentality, like road worker, like guys that had been in the roads since like the 70s. So there was a lot of, and I was going in as this young graduate and they were dotting me about the country, and I was having to implement new IT systems to guys that had worked on the roads for like 30 years, and they were like, who is this young pup coming in trying to tell us like what to do? And like I have I've got so much confidence now in dealing with difficult like characters.
Good. Yes.
But at the time, I was really like how do I go about this? So having her on the other end of the phone was just amazing. Like I could speak to her every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And like I wrote down some of the results that I got from working with her, which was like I learned how to assert myself with difficult characters, which really served me well as I was growing in my career. And I went from like the engineering industry to engineering in Qatar, and then facility.
Okay. Thank you. Our frozen Sarah for a minute. Okay. I want to, waiting for her to come back because she seems to be frozen, to welcome everyone. I can see you. Thank you. I can see you from Facebook. I can see you on LinkedIn. So nice to have you. Hi, ladies. Hi, what a beautiful message. I want to put it up here. Thank you. That's yes. The objective of this Women Empowerment series is really to give role models, to inspire, but also to motivate, and also to give some tips to every woman, because, being an accomplished woman and being in environment. Hi, Amina. Thank you for saying hi. I love when I see you. So when you are an accomplished woman and you are aspiring to more, here, Sarah is back. I lost her for a bit. Here, you're back. I can see you.
Okay, so
but I got a lot of excitement in the chat.
But I'm not sure if Dr. Hynd has gone off.
No, I'm not.
Or if it's actually my Wi-Fi.
So
I think what I'm going to do is I am going to uninstall connection.
It's okay, you're doing great, and we can hear you. You're doing well.
Let's put the...
Hi, Naima. I can recognize people in the chat. Hi, Amina. Hi, Naima. So nice. Sarah, can you hear me? I'm not sure she is hearing me, but she's back. And what I was saying is that, the way she presented herself, what inspired her to mentor other women is the need and is the importance of being mentored as a young student and also in college, because when you are mentored, you obviously have that safe space where you feel that, you can check on your decisions, you can have feedback, you can be encouraged, and everything is going to be okay. And that safety, that space where you feel that it's secure for you to take decisions, to put forward. Okay, Sarah is back. I was saying how being mentored encouraged you to understand that it is important to have a mentor to help you move forward, to be in that safe space with that mentorship. So everybody's waiting for you to come back. So tell us more.
I don't know what happened to the Wi-Fi, but I'm on my hotspot now. So what I was saying is, like, some of the big results that I got from working with a mentor was Margaret Sear. Margaret Sear, her name was. It just came back to me. She's obviously well retired now, but she was amazing. And one of the things as well was she came up through the motor industry. So she worked around a lot of men. So she was just like so savvy. She was brilliant. But she taught me how to assert myself with difficult characters, like people who just were like, who's this young girl trying to tell us what to do? She also helped me make really clear decisions about the future. And that's a huge one, because so often I see my clients getting really lost in the direction to take, which is one of the reasons I always say that I help clients find clarity, because so often they come to me and they're like, I'm stuck. I don't know what the next move is. I can see where I want to go, but I just can't figure out how to get there. And so as we move towards our goals, it's a series of steps and actions that we take with the best intention and the deepest faith in ourselves. And she helped me build that within me. And she also helped me ask for my pay rises as well, like my first set of pay rises where I was like, right, I want more. And one of the things that's come out of the research recently on having a mentor is that actually women who do have mentors actually they tend to have they're like 5 levels up the pay grade from their equivalent, who don't have a mentor. So the research has actually come back and proven that that's the case. So, and what I want to say here is that mentors don't have to be expensive. So I know that a lot of people might be watching this and thinking, oh, but I have to pay for it. You don't, right? Like, it's great to have a coach who can also do the job of a mentor, and they're two different things, but if you've got one, great. But some of my mentors have been like women that I've worked with who are like 10, 15 years ahead of me. Like, one of my mentors is one of like my earliest coach, like she was my coach and supervisor, and I don't necessarily pay her. Her name's Dr. Sandra Will. She's phenomenal. Check her out. But she's just like a constant rock. If I need to reach out to her, like, she's been in the coaching industry for like nearly 30 years. So she's, or even up to, or more than 30 years, like, and she's just like, you know, whatever you need, like, you tell me, like, what you're struggling with, like, what can I help with? And just having that person who's gone before you. Yeah. And another woman is someone I met here called Anita Nouri, who's really big on the sustainable energy in Dubai. And again, she's like 20 years older than me. I met her at networking. I loved her energy. I hang out with her. Like, I talked to her about business, and I'm like, what do you think? So whoever's listening, like, if you're watching this, I just want you to know that mentors don't have to be expensive. You don't have to pay a lot of money. You can just, mentors can be like a flavor of ice cream. You just pick your flavor, like, who do you like? Who can you rely on? And build a solid relationship. Because the other thing that I want to say is, if I ask the people watching this right now, like, if you put your hand up, or like, if you put a 1 in the chat box, like, if you've got a challenge right now,
and that's the question, really. It's the question is, how do you find?
Can you hear me? Are we lost? Is it me again?
I think we have a connection issue, but the question is really, how do you find that mentor? How do you choose that mentor, and how do you pick him? I mean, you said that it's good to have them, you know, 10 years or 20 years ahead of you, but sometimes you can be someone who being mentored with somebody your age.
That's that, exactly. I'm back. I don't know if Dr. Hind's gone off, and I don't know if we're recording. Let me just check.
Hey, this time it was me. This time it was me. We had an issue with the connection. So let's see if we didn't lose Sarah. Come back. I'm just gonna write her to say come back. We are live. Sometime Wi-Fi plays for us. And yeah, everybody's wonderful. So we'll wait for her. She's gonna come back. I think we had some Wi-Fi issues, but I think the message for this session is really to understand that you know, being mentored and listening to somebody is gonna give you guidance, or just, you know, today everything is accessible to internet. You can just listen to a motivation, inspiration, something that will get you that spark back when you feel that you're losing it, when you feel that it's really hard and you are questioning every move you do, and you don't know if you are taking the right decisions. And, you know, finding that guidance helps you push yourself further, help you reach a higher level within your career and within your perspective. I don't know what's okay. Sarah is coming back. Okay, we're waiting for her. I'm gonna tell her. That's the thing about being live, is that we can never expect what's gonna happen. And so being mentored, it has been shown by research that it does help. It does help in your career, and it does help also in thriving in your business, because sometimes all what you need is someone to put you back on track. We get lost in our emotions. We get lost in feeling frustrated or disappointed because we have set up some goals and we are not able to reach them. So as soon as you see that you have not reached that goal that you set up for yourself, you feel that you are not making it. You feel that you are losing track. You feel that I don't have that strength again, and you lose that motivation. And just being with somebody who can actually guide you back, or just put your things in perspective, and be completely disconnected from that emotional state that makes you feel overwhelmed. Because the state when where your emotions are too big, are too overwhelming, it's very hard to see clear, and it's very hard to come back to what you want to create, to your objective in your career and your business. And the objective is really to show that being mentored, helping women is across cultures. It's in every single space and every sphere. We all feel the same way. We all feel the same challenges, and we all are craving for that support that comes, and either strategically in terms of finding what is the best move for your career, or just simply reminding you that you need to have everything inside you, and that's how you can boost your confidence. That's how you can raise your self-esteem. Because when you lose confidence in yourself and you lose that self-esteem, you lose your momentum in terms of your career. And so you find yourself in a cycle of thoughts bringing you emotions that are frustration. So anyway, managing your career and managing your objectives. So setting up goals, setting up plans. And if one thing didn't work out, that doesn't mean that the whole career is over and everything is done. That's not what it means. It just means that you maybe need to take another path, or maybe you need to try another sector, another industry, something else. But the whole thing is not to give up, even if you feel like all the doors are closed. Don't you stay lost in the thought of everything is closed, because when you feel and you stay lost in that thought that everything is closed, then it's very hard to let you come up. So I think we have lost Sarah, but I think the message was clear, is that it is important to be mentored, because it gives you the possibility to raise higher, to be able to get more opportunities, because you are able to be boosted higher in the organization and also in your own business, to be able to really thrive your business, scale up your business, and carry on and never give up. And that's what mentorship is about. So, I mean, Sarah, you were saying how mentorship had really helped you in your own career, and how you are doing that today for women in the executive world. Do you work mostly with women in the executive world? What you see also the businesswomen needing the same things? I mean, what's your take as we look at what the research says about how, when you're a mentor, you can be promoted 5 times more than other way?
Well, I mean, obviously the research that's coming out now is really posturing that women need mentors now more than ever. The pandemic has really disrupted the playing field that we were on. We know that obviously women are still trying to work. They're still trying to they take on the burden of the housework. And so, and then obviously we're seeing like the Great Resignation, and many more women wanting to start businesses and actually make a difference in the world. So the women that I tend to work with, which I'm so blessed that these are my clients, are women who they've set up a business, and the mission of the business is to change something about the world. So like one of my clients has a tech company, and it automates American Sign Language so that the deaf community can engage with their banks, their insurance companies. And her mission is to make sure that, number one, that she's a really strong role model for other Latino women in the States. And number two is to make the lives of the deaf community that much easier, just enhancing communication. And then another client who's in the pipeline right now is looking at basing all of the conditions of the workers in the beauty industry across the Middle East, because they are very low paid. Sometimes they're not treated very well. And so I had this amazing pleasure of working with women who really want to leave like a positive footprint on the world. And so, but what tends to happen is, and this is what I've been teaching my clients, so many women that I work with are really focused on serving the communities around them, or the people in their industry that they want to help, right? Like the deaf community or the beauty workers. They're like, let me focus on supporting you and make a difference in society for your life. What they're not doing, and where my clients really get great mentorship from me as well as coaching, is understanding that in order to support these communities further and support their clients further, they also need to focus on themselves.
Absolutely.
They need to build up their confidence and asserting themselves and dealing with people in their industry who are trying to block the changes that my clients are trying to make. Because we've got, this is the thing, like, we're so surrounded by people who are just rooted in the status quo. They don't want to change. And so any of these women coming through who are like, let's shake up the industry, let's give people better working conditions, let's make people's lives better, they're going to be met by people who are trying to protect the way it's always been done. And so I need to make sure that they're mentored and coached into having that assertiveness and dealing with these characters, and that they feel confident and valued enough in themselves to be like, no, I've got a mission and I've got faith that I'm going to deliver that mission and you're going to get out of my way. And so oftentimes they're not in that energy because they're like trying to focus on everyone else and not focusing on putting themselves first. And I have to remind them, if you want to serve these people better, you also need to serve yourself. Like, self-leadership is important.
Oh, yes. Yes. Very well said. And and you said, you framed it so well, because often when you have a mission and you are driven by that mission, your objective is bigger. So to be able to overcome the obstacles, to overcome people who like the status quo, they don't want to see changes happening, you need to strengthen yourself. That's why you need to take care of yourself. And that's very well said, because if you take care of yourself, then you can use that inner strength, because you've taken care of it, because you found that spark in you to carry on and do your mission.
And one of the things that I want to say as well that I'm starting to teach people in my leadership training is there's this concept of systems leaders. And systems leaders are all about, they're not the leaders of the past who just, they climb up the career ladder and it's all about them and I'm the boss and we need to make profit. Systems leaders look at the world and say, right, how can I leverage my company for social good in the world? There's a great post.
It's interesting how you say word, Sarah. You don't say word. How do you pronounce it?
World.
World. Okay, I'm repeating it because you have a lot of people connecting from different places. And if I can't see your word, I'm sure there's one. Amazing.
Scottish accent.
Trying to guess what Sarah is saying.
Do you want to hear the best one that people always wind me up about? Curly Wurly, which is like a chocolate bar in the UK. And they're like, see, Curly Wurly. It's just, that's it.
I think the best part is the way you pronounce word. Can you say it again, Sarah?
World.
Amazing. I love it. I just love your accent. Great. It's true.
So what I wanted to say quickly was there's a gentleman, he's the chief HR officer of a hotel group, and he posted on LinkedIn last night. He was like, our group basically is working towards like building their leaders and donating money to help like the poorest children in India and Nepal. That's systems leadership. It's like saying, as a business, we need to influence social change, and so many more women are really well fitted for that position. And that's what I want to say is there's so many women just like me coming from working class backgrounds who, when they get the right support and people to listen to them, that these mentors can say, your ideas are really good. You should believe in yourself. You should put yourself out there. Because when we've not got that voice, we listen to the other voice, which is, you're not good enough, you're not clever enough, you're not smart enough. Just you be quiet because no one's interested. So that's what I want women on this live to know is that get that mentor, get that other voice in your ear, build up your confidence, go and change the world.
It's like shut that voice off, the one that is not cheering you. Just let yourself be your own cheerleader. If you have something else telling you you're not able to do it, you're not
Mm-hmm.
who you think you are.
Mm-hmm.
You are not
Mm-hmm.
coming from the right background. You are not, you don't have this, you don't have certificate, you don't have diploma. So all those things, just shut
That's
it off.
right.
Tell her,
Mm-hmm.
I am not here to listen to this voice no more. That's it.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
creating my own, and my own is cheering me up. My
Yeah.
own is encouraging me. My own is saying you're the best. My own is saying you can do it. My own is saying you're going to reach your mission. You're going to make it happen. And you're going
Yeah.
to be you're going to shine through your uniqueness, because often, I think, and your story makes you that brilliant lady you are, because you have gone through this experiences. You know what it is to make yourself on your own, and trust a mentor who's guided you when you were at college, and then
Yeah.
be inspired by others, and believe that you too can have space, you too can have a mission, and make that mission your objective, and make it, and do everything so that you will reach it. So, like, don't
Mm-hmm.
get stopped. So what is it that you use to keep yourself going in your mission? Because it's not easy. It's never easy.
Okay, so for me, what keeps me going is there's a few things. Number one is obviously surrounding myself with the right people, right? So, which can
Being in
be really
platform
hard.
like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's really hard because, when they say, like, you're the sum of the five people you spend the most
true.
time with, and I'm like, well, it's my husband and my two children under 5 years old. I'm like, so what does that make me? Right? But I do a lot of networking. I built up loads of good relationships here since I've moved to Dubai. So surrounding yourself with the right people who are also mission driven is really important. Number two is the thing I get all my clients to do, which is they have to set a clear vision for where they're going. So, like, I have my vision up on the wall. I look at it every day. I look at it in moments when I feel stuck. I literally get in front of it and look at it, and I'm like, why am I doing this work? What is it that's making me do this work? And then the other thing would be, and this is something that I talk about all the time, is meditation.
Yeah.
Is such a powerful practice because, and I was explaining this to someone in the LinkedIn comments a couple of weeks ago, and they were like, how do I stop these, like, intrusive thoughts? And I'm like, okay, if you imagine your mind is like a nightclub, you always have a doorman or a bouncer on the nightclub, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And imagine that everyone who's queuing to get into that nightclub, that's like those thoughts, like, you're not good enough, you're not clever enough, you're not going to do this, like, you don't have a degree, you need more qualifications, nah. And meditation is like having that really strong doorman who's like, you're not getting in, you
Excellent.
are not coming in. And I can say that because, like, I suffered when I had my first child. I had really bad depression, and meditation was the thing that got me through. And so that's a practice that I stick to consistently, because as soon as, like, a thought comes in that doesn't serve me, I can immediately go, I see you, you're going now, like, off you go. So those would be the three things that, like, keeps me consistent in my mission. Knowing where I'm going, the right people, and keeping my mind clean.
So know where you're going, surround yourself with the right people, and then meditation, or like
keeping it clean.
Keeping it clean. I love how you say it. Keeping it clean. Very
clean
good.
Out the mind. Clean out the
your
mind.
energy. Clean energy, clean mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
totally.
Nice. Well said. I think this is so valuable. I mean, if we leave something.
What do you think? Like, what would you say are the things that keep you consistent?
To me, is having a clear mission, a context that is so big, a mission that is so broad, that my mission and my journey with the successes and failures and difficulties and wins and losses and frustrations make it the path to get to the journey. So I think, and that's what I give to every woman, is like, make your goal, make your mission so big that the problems you encounter in your life, the setbacks, the no's, the frustration, the difficulties to get quick wins at the end of the month will not stop you, will not sabotage your dream and your goal. so that you realize that these are ways or steps for you to reach the bigger mission and the bigger goal.
Oh, I need to say something. One
Sure.
of the best things that comes out of having a mentor is, without a doubt, them telling you all about their failures, right? Because we sit on social media and we look up to these people and we think, oh my God, they get it right so often. When you've got a mentor, that mentor is like, hey, this happened to me before. Hey, I've been in your shoes. Let me tell you about the blooming catastrophe that I had. And then it makes you feel totally normal that you know, you're not the only one to experience this, that this person who you look up to has been in this position before. And I always think that it's so important to share, you know, the wins as much as the losses. Like, we need to know what the failures and the screw ups are, because it makes us human. And so mentors are amazing at sharing that information.
Yeah, that's funny. Yes, and women, they tend to want to show that everything is perfect. But you know why? It's because we are made this way. We are protective. And when we are protective, you don't want others to feel the hurt, to feel the pain you go through. And, you know, as a mother, that's what we do for children. You know, you don't tell them. You pretend everything is okay. You don't want them to see the suffering, the difficulties, the struggles. And so you build that crocodile skin, I always say, and you protect yourself with that. But now when you have mentor and when you understand, I mean, you know, all the work that we do around mindset and around protecting your inner energy is so powerful and so important and essential. It's not even a luxury today. It's like a must have, because when you protect your inner well-being and your inner balance and your emotional state, then if you don't need to fake it anymore, because no matter what happens, your emotional state stay happy and content and peaceful.
That's right.
You hear the news, you stay happy, content, and peaceful.
That's why I always say, like, cleaning up your mind, cleaning up your emotions, make clean your own energy up as much as you clean your own house. It's just so important. Because if you think about it, like, as we move through each day, we're just carrying like junk and emotions and thoughts of all the things that happen. We need to clean that up, and then that way we're like moving through life much more confident and clear and self-assured, rather than thinking of a million different things and all the problems that we go through. And again,
faking being good and faking being good. It's like truly being good. That's what it is, to find that strong mindset and strong emotional protection. And that's
absolutely. That's it.
Very nice. Yes, very good.
So the last thing I was going to say there is like I often notice two dynamics in my clients, and I call it the suffering mindset versus the serving mindset. And the suffering mindset is like, you know, what if they don't like it? What if they don't want to pay me? What if they don't want to work with me? What if they reject it? It's all this energy, right? It's like worst case scenario. Whereas the serving mindset is going into situations and saying, how can I be of help here? How can I serve my clients? How can I be an advisor to these people so that they make a good decision? How can I be powerful in this situation so that I get the best outcome? Those are two different mindsets. And the more that you clean up your mind and clean up your emotions and keep your energy clean, the more likely you are to be in the serving mindset, and you will show up as being more confident. And when you show up as being more confident, you build trust in other people. And when people have trust in you, they buy your services, they buy your products, they listen to you, or they hire you.
Exactly. Well said. Absolutely. So everything comes down at the end to the mindset. Mindset gets you the promotion. Mindset gets you the career. Mindset gets you the wealth, gets you the success, gets you whatever you want. But the whole thing is to take that moment to stop for just a few seconds, just a few minutes in a day. I always say, it takes a few minutes to really ground yourself and realize that, you know, don't stay lost in the thoughts and the problems and everything, and look at the bigger picture. Where is your role? How are you here to be helpful, to be of service, to be of giving, of making a difference? And then that makes you then remember who you are, because the overwhelm makes you lose the sense of who you are at times.
And that brings us back perfectly to the topic, which is, why should you have a mentor? Because if you're not in that place where you can remind yourself to feel grounded and to breathe and to work through your thoughts, then a mentor is a really tangible asset, and is a really tangible practice of connecting with someone who can ground you, who can give you new perspective on your thought, who can turn your mindset around. So
very nice, beautiful. So
yes.
Inviting everyone to really consider getting help, mentored, whether it is within the executive environment where you want to thrive, where you want to scale up, where you want to be nominated in higher position, or also to help you through your business, through finding the balance between your personal life and professional life. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Sarah, it has been a delight to have you with me. I'm
so glad we got back on.
It's all right. So we have a part 1, and this is the part 2. So if you missed part 1, go back and look at the part 1. And we have so many advice and so many nuggets that we shared today. And I look forward to following up another conversation together, Sarah.
Perfect. You're doing amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Bye.